Hey y'all, I just got today with you. That's all I got. It's Saturday. It's Saturday. Hey, good people. So here we are, another week. This is all I got for you this week. So it is Saturday, July 26th. Currently, it is probably almost 7 o'clock p.m. I just thought I would come on here, talk real quick, and kind of recap what has happened all week long. So, and I'm on the computer because I have to teach tonight, starting at 8:30. I think it's 8:30, yes. And I teach from 8:30 all the way to 11. A lot of the kids tonight are my regulars, and this is, of course, with Lingo Ace. So I'm just going to go on some quick updates, tell you what I did, and then we can wrap it up, and you'll see this video on Sunday. So let's start with Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of this week. It was business as usual. Actually, this whole week was back on grind. We are returning to that teacher school year work schedule. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, as I mentioned in previous weeks, maybe I think it was last week or the week before, I have Coach Camp, or I had Coach Camp. Coach Camp is where you are in this instructional coaching program for the entire year, where they are teaching you, they being the district and other instructional coaches, are teaching you how to be an effective coach. And you then, once you do all the work and I guess pass whatever assessments they give you, you are then considered a certified teaching or instructional coach. What I want to do with that, I have no idea. I love working with teachers, especially new teachers, on like class management, different teaching strategies, because that's something that I was always very passionate about and wanted to learn about. But I also don't want to be too far from the classroom. So if I could help new teachers, giving them pointers of how to make their classroom or their lessons more engaging, while minimizing any type of distractors, or how to continue carrying on a lesson without disrupting the entire, or stopping a lesson while you have disruptive students, because I have my ways. It would be great. I just wish when I had an instructional coach, that my instructional coach was able to come in and demonstrate the strategies that they were giving me. I feel like it's almost a disservice when they try these teaching strategies on teachers. Like, we're sitting there, we're not sitting there as students, we're sitting there as teachers looking at other teachers teach. That doesn't help me. Or when they'll have instructional coaches pretend to be students and they'll act in certain ways. To me, it's just not real life. You're really just putting on a play, or you're improvising for the most part. I want to see my instructional coach in the trenches. Like, I want you to come in front of my class. I want to see how my students engage with your teaching strategy with this particular content in real time. To me, that would be the most effective way of showing me how to do a teaching strategy. If I wanted to see you do it with teachers, I could have just looked at a video. I could have had a V8. If you're old, you know where that comes from. So that's where I'm hoping it leads to. Then Thursday and Friday was back to actual work. We had our PD, is professional development, Thursday and Friday. In all of this upcoming week, the students come back August 4th. So next week we have, of course, tons more training. But I noticed that this year we didn't have too many. It wasn't too bad. Thursday, we did have quite a few meetings. Of course, we had the welcome back. My school tends to do some type of gimmick every single year. And I'm not talking about the slogan, I'm talking about the way they come in. So this year was We Are Family, and we'll see if we are family by the end of this year. Then we had some additional trainings, getting to know new people. My classroom was pretty much already set up. I did it in a day. Some minor tweaks here and there, but for the most part, a lot of teachers came in and they were setting up their classroom. I don't like waiting to the last minute to do that. I know some teachers like, look, I'm not coming back in until I have to. I totally respect that. But when I come back in, I don't want to have to be sweating and putting stuff up and worrying about being on the time strain because I have to go to a meeting at 2 and I only have like between this time and this time to set up my classroom. I hate feeling rushed. Nothing ever comes out well that way. And if I see a crooked line, it really does bother me. I just can't. So that is what I did. I'm working on some last minute like bulletin boards, not so much in my class, but in my school, each department is responsible for a certain bulletin board. At one time, 8th grade seems to always be up first, and we're doing literacy this year. So I had to create this literacy board. I already have it ready to go. So my team was so grateful that I was kind of proactive. So I'm already creating the letters for that and all of that. Friday was really cool. We had a couple of professional development synchronous events. So it was great because I got to stay in my classroom all day. Barely spoke to anybody. I didn't have time. I just wanted to be in my space. I love my classroom because it is a vibe, and I will definitely take pictures next week for you guys. But if you've ever seen my like TikToks or anything, my classroom really hasn't changed very much this year, except I'm having a banner made from another teacher here in my community. She actually creates them, like the hand painted ones. So she created a mock-up for me, and when that gets created and hung up in my classroom, I will show you. And that's that. What else happened this week? Oh, your girl got new glasses. I love them. So cute. I've never had like really round frames before, but I really like them. I did a little hair bun and like bun and China bang look. I am on a hair growth journey, so I am trying to minimize how much I do my hair. So this will be this week's hairstyle. I will have it all the way until next week, so I need to make it last because we also have picture day for staff and then the whole staff picture on the 30th. Upcoming week, Ryan has his open house tomorrow. On Monday. So I'll be leaving work early. I'm so grateful for my principal, that my principal doesn't hold that against me, because normally during PD days, it's kind of like the blackout days. You can't come in late. Well, you can't request time off. But I need to be there for my son. He is entering middle school, and I plan on being much more present in his academic, in these next few academic years. Because this is my realm. So I want to make sure that I am present, especially because everything is going to get harder. He needs it because my son has ADHD, and he can lose focus quite easily. So that is that. I'm trying to think of anything else that has happened this week. I have taught everything with Lingo Ace. Let me give you an update on side hustles. I terminated my contract with Poly English because that one class-ish was just not the move. I ended up having a student, I guess a parent selected me and was like, yes, I want her, but there was no way I was going to cancel Lingo Ace for Poly English. So I was like, nope, I'm going to stick with my Poly English. I have a very full schedule, which is to be expected. Tonight, I have 5 classes. Out of the 5 classes I have tonight, I have 1 trial. I get a lot of trials, and I think they end up converting, which is why I get a lot of trials. Trials are when basically like you're trying it. The parents want to see if their child if this is the right fit for their kids, and I totally get that. Then I have one of my favorite students tonight. She is my last class, so I always look forward to that. And it's funny, her parents just increased her time with me. So normally I just had her Friday night and Saturday night, which is their Saturday and Sunday. I noticed that they added more to my calendar for her, which I'm so thrilled. She's older. She's definitely, I think I've told you about her before. She's a teenager. So we have such a good time. And I guess she must have been relaying that back to her parents that she's enjoying it and learning so much. And I'm grateful. Then tomorrow, Sunday, this morning I had 3 classes. One was I was a substitute for, and then 2 were trials. Then tomorrow in the morning I have 4 classes starting at 6:30. I'm looking at the calendar. 6:30 in the morning, which is fine. Like I said, I'm retraining myself to get back up. And in the evening, I only have 3 classes, and 2 of the 3 classes are regulars. So that is fine. So no VIP kids, no Poly English. Yes, Lingo Ace, and your girl did get hired by Q Kids, or rehired by Q Kids. So I have a schedule for that, and I'm just waiting for them to put classes on that schedule. That will be my early morning, like before I go to work. I know what y'all thinking, girl, that's ridiculous. That's too much. No, your girl got goals. I got goals. I got goals. I got goals. So that extra money coming in will allow me to have a bit more freedom, because like I said, I'm here, I'm home. It's not like I gotta go out and get sweaty and work in like at Old Navy or anything, because that was where I was headed. But this is just much more convenient, it's comfortable. And next week, yep, just as busy. I have quite a few of my regulars next week as well, which is, I'm going to take advantage of it as well, because the students are on their summer break. So when they have summer break, the parents put them in these classes, as I mentioned before. It will start to trickle off when September comes. So when September comes and they return to school, these classes really dwindle, and then I'll be left with many of my regulars. So if I can open up as many Saturdays and Sundays for them, I will. And then they'll have like the special holidays where they can work more, and then we'll have our holidays here in America where I will be available to work with them, since I'll be off as well. So that is that in a nutshell. I'm trying to think if there's anything else going on. No. Wow. That was a recap. I hope you weren't bored. Sorry if it was. That's such a simple week. Your girl tired. Next week, like I said, it's the last week of PD. I already told you about Orion's. Orion has school also. Starts school next Thursday. Where we live, our county starts before the county in which I work in. And he starts school next Thursday, and my baby is very nervous. He is not excited at all. He has middle school jitters. Hold on, it's hot in here now. Sorry. 'Tis warm. So I turn on the fan. He's nervous, and it's so sweet that he's so nervous. But I told him to relax. He'll be fine. He's gonna do amazing things, and we're here to support him all the way. And that is pretty much it for next week. But yeah. Oh, I am taking a Pilates class next Saturday. The last thing we're going to talk about really, really quick, because I refuse to make this any longer than like 18 minutes of ranting. I am taking a Pilates class next Saturday because one thing I'm learning in my instructional coaching class is to make sure that I am making time for me. We all know that self-care is important, but because of my schedule, whether it's teaching online or teaching in the classroom, my different leadership responsibilities that I'm taking on this year. It makes my plate very, very full, but there are things that I need to do to show up for myself. I already work out because I am also continuing my weight loss journey. I'm down about 90 pounds since not this March of last year, 2024. And I have not gained any weight back. I am still losing, but I still need to be there for myself. So I'm going to make sure that I'm staying just as active. So yes, I do exercise at home, but sometimes I need to get outside of the house. And I would love to be able to walk outside, but I get up too early and it's too dark, and I'm a woman walking by myself. My neighborhood is fairly safe, but we be having some wild animals up in here, y'all. And no, because as soon as I see some glowing eyes, it's a wrap. I'm not trying to die. I'm not trying to die. And I'm a whole buffet. So that's okay. I'll just walk on my treadmill. Yeah, we fine. But the Pilates class is an intro Pilates class. I'll take it next. It's free. Take it next Saturday. It's a half hour. And I have done Pilates here at home, but I really, really want to try on the reformer. So if it is good, I will definitely sign up for maybe about 4 classes a month. It's just something that I want to do for myself to kind of get out of the environment that I'm always in, whether it's home, in school, or on the road. I need someplace else. Then of course, once a month I get my nails done and my eyebrows. I don't like to get them done more than that because they're okay. I mean, I don't have to wash dishes like that anymore. I don't have that. My kids are grown, so except for a little man. But yeah, I just felt like it's something that I need to do for me, and those are the ways that I'm showing up for me. And I will definitely take y'all along for that. Hopefully I don't bust my ass. Excuse my language. It is what it is. But other than that, if you have any questions about Q-Kids, any questions about Lingo Ace, those side hustles, if you have any questions about what it's like being an instructional coach, if you are a new teacher out there and you have, especially middle school, if you have any questions about anything dealing with middle school, how to do class management, if you teach language arts, I am the girl for you. So please, please feel free to like, subscribe, leave a comment, put on that notification bell, and I hope to see y'all all next week. Bye.